Make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York.
How we doing, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast here on Facebook Live and YouTube. With me, my co-host, Mr. Idris Salam, aka Bosco, from the Bronx. And we are looking at the Tank Bowl right now, at least at my residence. That's what I'm doing.
Yes, sir.
4th and 1. Looks like the Raiders are setting up the punt here.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like both teams are conservatively trying to not win. So let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, Jackson Dart has already been sacked, first drive.
Shades of the Favre giveaway sack to Michael Strahan as the Vegas turf monster brought down Jackson Dart.
Exactly. That's that. Yeah.
Getting on to the meaning of this game. I did a short on it today. Both teams would benefit immensely from losing because the loser is essentially guaranteed the number 1 pick in the 2026 NFL draft.
Yeah.
And with that pick, in our case, the New York Football Giants probably would be looking for a king's ransom to move back to anywhere between 4 and 7. There are definitely some candidates who would be approaching the Giants for that pick. One of them, namely the New York Jets, who definitely could be in the market for Fernando Mendoza, who was projected by some to go number 1 overall. The Raiders may sit on the pick if they were to have it, as they definitely are looking to bring an end to the Geno Smith era.
Yeah, I agree. But then this game right here, it looked like both teams don't want to win. And I think the Giants are in the perfect position. And first, let me say to people, this is a little different, us playing, doing a show on a Sunday while games are going in, but we figure, hey, let's get some information in there, keep y'all saturated, keep y'all up on everything, and that's what we do. But anyway, getting back to it, the Giants in the perfect position. You lose this week, you can still win next week and still get that number 1 pick, which will be viable considering we don't need a quarterback. We can go for anything we need. The Raiders need it badly because they need everything. I know the Jets are like, come on, Giants, lose so we can make a deal for that first pick because they need a quarterback. So we'll see what happens, man. 0-0.
Yeah, most definitely Raiders need a quarterback. We're going to give you a little refresher over what just went down in the league. We have a divisional championship game next week in the AFC North as the Baltimore Ravens will be taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The winner will win the division as after the Ravens put on quite the show in Lambeau, they needed a Browns victory. And that's exactly what they got as the Cleveland Browns were able to stymie the Pittsburgh offense. I mean, it was a defensive struggle. Only 1 touchdown scored in the game. And I will say this I watched the first half of that game. Shedeur Sanders did a pretty good job of throwing a pretty good football in the elements. Wet field, cold, windy. I thought Shedeur did a decent job today.
Yeah, I think he did okay. God, he has to really. I mean, I know the weather, but he really has to cut down on the turnovers. It's a good thing the defense stepped up today, but 2 interceptions, man. I mean, I know the weather and but still, I saw him the quarterback, and he has to clean that up. And I say he has an issue with his own defenses, and that's something he need to work on during the off season. But he had a pretty good day. I mean, he managed the game. You know, he didn't lose the game for him. So you don't want your quarterback to lose the game, especially when you got a defense that they have.
No, for sure. You got a hot take on who's going to win this divisional game next week?
Oh shoot! Now I don't.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
After seeing the way that Derrick Henry ran the football against Green Bay, it's hard for me to not kind of lean on the Ravens for the win next week.
I'm with you. That's something like I don't know, because up until 1 o'clock today, I was like, this is the Steelers. The Steelers got it, because I was talking all week how what if these guys make a run, but then you go into Cleveland. I know Cleveland got a good defense. But God, you only get 6 points, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And King Henry, better watch out, man. Pittsburgh's in trouble, dude.
I don't know who's in trouble, because it's been such a weird week-to-week thing with the mediocrity in that division all year long.
Yeah.
Undeniably, game of the day thus far, the 1 o'clock game that ended a little bit ago, Indianapolis Colts gave the Jacksonville Jaguars all they could handle, but the Jaguars come out on top. They earned it. Not an easy game to win today. Not an easy game to win today by any means. And Jacksonville, 12th win of the season after winning 4 games last year. Gonna probably get a home game in round 1. They're looking the part right now at the right time.
Yeah, and I'm glad Phillip Rivers is doing his thing, but they still miss that run that Daniel Jones can do. I think that hurts them, because now you got a guy in the pocket who's going to throw the ball. He's not going to run 10, 15 yards. He's not going to jump over the top of everybody. So that right there makes defense say, okay, we just got to watch for Phillip Rivers throwing the ball. We got to watch for Jonathan Taylor. That's it. And that's what they did, man. But they played a good game, though. And Jacksonville, they might be true this year, man. But they can't have games like they had today where they got a big lead and then just like have to fight at the end. Like, okay, we got to hold these guys off. You can't do that in the playoffs, man.
It's kind of weird. It was like being trapped in a time machine, seeing Phillip Rivers argue with the ref. I was like, this is something.
But that's Phillip Rivers, man.
Seattle Seahawks, big step today.
Yeah.
In potentially winning the West as they defeat the Carolina Panthers. Kind of the way that I saw the game going.
Mm-hmm.
A 2-score victory for Seattle. It wasn't the prettiest game. Seattle doesn't always win pretty, but they always win convincingly. I think that's the best way to put it.
Just win, baby.
Yeah, they're kind of boring, not gonna lie. Seattle doesn't bring the same excitement if you're watching the Rams or even the Niners for that matter.
Yeah.
Because the Rams and the Niners have all-world offensive players. I mean, Jackson Smith-Njigba, don't get me wrong, he's had a stellar season.
Yeah.
But Seattle, sometimes when they get a good enough lead early, they have a formula of just kind of bleeding out the clock, playing stingy defense, and that will hurt the stats.
Yeah,
so to speak. But Sam Darnold playing winning football.
Yeah, I'm happy for Sam Darnold, man, because he's bounced around, man. He hadn't been what people expected. However, this year he's showing like, okay, I am that guy.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Daniel Nunez is in the building. I'm currently in my Florida room looking through the window past the Christmas tree. So I'm going to be watching some of the Giants, but I'll be honest with you. Bad football is not watchable for 3 hours, so there's a good possibility I'll be clicking over to Daniel's game to see a more competitive game and possibly a Super Bowl preview. I certainly don't believe that the Eagles will be going back, but you never know. I was more referring to the Bills, but definitely a good measuring stick for both teams to see where they are, as I think this Bills team, even though they're not going to be winning the division, is going to be a very formidable wild card.
I think with them not winning the division, I think that helps them, because that takes a lot of pressure off. Because see, what New England doing as good as they're doing this year, Now everyone's looking at them like, okay, are these guys for real? Okay, let's see how for real they are. So the pressure's off of them now, and I think that's going to help them, man.
No, for sure. I'm with you on that. And like I said it over the course of the last few weeks, Michael Mayer looking like the Notre Dame beast that he was, tight end university, nice little 18-yard. It looked like, I believe it was 18. I'm just using the eye test from here.
Yeah.
I believe it was an 18-yard or so gain, but Raiders are approaching midfield.
Yep.
I'll tell you, one of the reasons why I certifiably don't feel bad about rooting against the Giants is because even the most prominent Giants fan in this country, Giants super fan LPG, aka Joe Ruback, license plate guy, flat out said on his IG yesterday that he spoke to one of the big Raider fans. His name eludes me right now. The big fellow who always has the spike.
Oh yeah,
shoulder
yeah.
pads.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's legit. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. And I said it off air to Idris. I did do a 3-minute short, so check it out on my YouTube shorts for the Richie X2U Sports Pod. I basically spoke about how I see and what I feel about integrity versus winning, losing, things of that nature, and how there's ways to kind of doctor it where you can still lose the game without making it look too bad. So in that case, that's where I'm at with regard to the Giants. I thought that they were doing some reckless things that would make you question things when they were playing the likes of the Bears, Packers, and Lions, games that they could have won, but they were doing some questionable stuff, to put it bluntly. So take that as you will.
Yeah. I'm me. I'm like LPG. I don't like tanking. I don't like none of that stuff. But look here, man. We're 2-13. We're not going anywhere. The only thing we can do is get a draft pick. So I'm like, look, we don't need to get Jackson Dart hurt out there. We don't need to get Wandale hurt out there. We don't need to get Tyrone Tracy hurt, Singleton. We don't need to get none of them hurt. Let them play a little bit and say, hey, look, y'all know what we're doing. You know what the Rays are doing because they told you who's not playing. Let's go ahead and go out there. And,
Raiders are at midfield going for it, 4th and 1.
Yeah.
And it's a first down for the Raiders. Ashton Gency that just crossing over the big Raider logo.
46-yard line.
Is that Gency? Gency wears number 2, correct? Yeah, that's Gency.
That's Gency.
All right, Gency for the first. Pete Carroll looking a little nervous as he's biting his nails over there.
Yeah, he's nervous. You know what it is? He wants to lose, but he doesn't want to lose. He wants to lose. But,
that is essentially
he's getting scared.
Brian Burns. That should be an intentional grounding.
Yeah.
Unless if Brian Burns all over Geno Smith on that first down pass play, just missing his 16th sack of the season. Oh, it is this. Yeah, 16th sack. They're giving him credit on that. Are they calling it an incompletion? Yeah, they're calling it an incompletion. No sack on the play.
Yeah, good completion. I thought that was a IG intentional grounding, but
he was fortunate that an eligible player was within his vicinity.
Yeah,
because a lot of things can happen on that, and very few can go right.
Yes, sir.
All right, Raiders on the reverse for about a gain of 4. Somebody just got wiped out on the Giants sideline.
Yeah. This is a garbage game going on right now, but we might see a good game. We might see like this is saying they put the second string, third string, the second half, say, hey, let's go ahead and do this. You might see them guys go out there and ball like, look, this might be our only chance to play. Look at last year.
There it is.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yep. Tucker to the 14 of the Giants. Yes, attaboy Geno.
Yes, sir.
Geno's like, I don't care about the Raiders. I won't be here next year.
Right. Trey Tucker.
He's like, I busted up Eli Manning's streak. Now is my chance to pay back the Giant fans.
I mean, it might be like last year. You remember we had Tommy DeVito? No, not Tommy DeVito. The kid out of Missouri we had last year for a short time. He went in there and won that last home game. and we had.
Oh, Drew Lock. It's funny.
Yeah,
it was only last year, but it seems like another lifetime ago that Drew Lock played with us.
Yeah, it was just last year. He probably had the best game too.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Going into the final week of the season, Idris, of course, the 49ers and the Bears have some business to settle as the Bears have already won the division, but they're still trying to hold tight to the possibility of being the 1 seed in the NFC. How do you think this plays out? Do you think the Seahawks are going to hold on and win the West? The Rams are currently 3rd in the division, which doesn't even look right in the standings, but they're all going to be going to the playoffs.
Golly, that's tough, dude, because you know what happens next week.
Bobby Okereke just intercepted the ball.
Yeah, that's there. Dude, I don't know about this game, dude. As for the
I'd like to see the Giants now punt on first down. Way to go, Gino. I'm seeing you.
Dude, this game is hilarious, man. I don't know how the West is going to play out, man. God, because you got a big game with Seattle next week, the 49ers, and you got the Rams sitting there. They got an easier game, but who knows, man? The loser, oh man, all three are going to get in, but one of them is going to be way down there, So I don't know, man, but I'm glad we have this going on right now because I like this type of parity. Because you don't know who's going to win it. The Rams look like the strongest, the more consistent team. But look at Seattle. They're winning. It ain't pretty, but is Al Davis just win, baby. The 49ers, as broken down they are in defense, I mean, they still can play. Mac Jones, they got two-headed quarterback, man. Mac Jones and Brock Purdy both are playing about the same. Mac Jones is playing damn good. For a back, he's been out, but for a backup. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Chicago, I think they'll try to win because they know they need to be home. Because going on the road against the Rams, the 49ers, well, yeah, it depends on how it ends. The 49ers, even the Seahawks, or have to go play Philly. That's not easy, man. On the road, so you want to play at Soldier Field.
Idris, can you hear me? Yeah, you hear me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, my mother called me, and it took me a second to get my mic back into action here. But,
I'm just talking to the people, man. You good? I thought you was waiting to get in to get your words in. That's why I was just talking, man. nah, you good. Nah, you good. Let's see, man. I'm still not sold on Chicago. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think they're one and done, man. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. I think they're one and done, man.
Yeah, I don't know what to think because the Packers, every time I start talking well about them, they kind of let me down.
Yeah.
So, as the Packers go, it's been hard for me to totally trust them.
And it's the defense, man. Like I said, Malik Willis played well last night. Didn't make any mistakes. He played well, dude. That defense just fell apart.
It is really hard for me to believe that Geno Smith did not target Bobby Okereke there for that pick. That was just
right.
That was different. I'm like, bro, you know how in Madden when you don't look off the guy and it's like the ultimate outcome that you already know what's going to happen with the linebacker?
Yeah.
It looked like that there, except this isn't Madden. These are grown men. I'm like, what the hell was that?
I had this game being, I think, like 33-30 or something, because I thought they was going to just go out there. It's just the first quarter, so we'll see. But the way it's looking, this just might be the tank bowl, the toilet bowl, more like the way they're playing.
2nd and 6 for the Giants. Yeah, the way I see it playing out, I'm still on the Rams, dude. I still think the Rams are going to find a way to win the conference.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
But it is the weirdest thing because going into this week, they are in 3rd place. Although I think they're better than the Niners and Seahawks.
It's not a lot. You got 3 teams in the West. Either one of them can be, the top seed. Well, not the top seed, but you know what I'm saying. Well, yeah, the top seed depends on what happens with Chicago next week. So who knows, man?
Yeah, Chicago gets the Lions, and I far from think the Lions are just going to lay down.
No,
Lions still have a very talented team that on any given Sunday can beat somebody.
Remember what the Lions did to Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers last season?
Yeah, his last season in Green Bay.
Beat them.
Yeah.
Beat them. And they were out of the playoffs because they're like, man, and they just got eliminated that day, that evening. And they
got eliminated about 30 minutes before they took the field.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So they already knew. So they said, hey, we're going to still go out there and play. So they might go ahead and say, look, we're going to put it on Chicago. This is our last game.
I actually was doing a live that night, and a friend of mine, she was actually at the game, as her best friend is married to A.J. Dillon.
Really? Oh, wow.
Devin Singletary to the house.
Yes, sir.
They stopped him at the 1.
Yeah. We must be on the same. We must not have a delay because you calling it. Well, I'm minus maybe 3 seconds behind. Well, that's cool. Yeah, Singletary's running pretty well, dude. For real. I mean, so
the Giants O-line, despite the injuries, they are in a position where, for the first time in forever, the complaints of the season are not going to fall on the O-line.
Got that right, because that's been the complaint for the last
forever.
12 years maybe.
Yeah, forever. But this year, the O-line has actually done well to spring blocks for all running backs, and that is a touchdown, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. 6-0 Giants. All right, stop scoring now.
It's sad that we got a good O-line, at least decent one, but we lose our running back. We lose our number one receiver. You know, it's like, golly. We had the team.
That's the reason why I want the Giants to get the 1 pick. I feel like they had the absolute toughest schedule.
We did.
In professional football. And the fact that they rose to the occasion and hung with some of the better teams like Denver, like Green Bay, like Detroit, like Chicago, games like that, I'm at peace if we do indeed get the 1. But just based on what I've seen through this little bit of time, I think we're going to win this game.
Yeah, me too. And
I don't know how I feel about that.
I can tell you how I feel about it. I really don't like it. And, I'm the big guy who don't tank. I don't care if we're 0-16. Don't tank. But right now, I'm like, dude, I want us to lose 100-0. We know nothing's not going to happen. Maybe.
Wait a minute. Do the Raiders play the Chiefs next week?
Ooh. Let me check. I got the schedule right here.
It's not over yet.
Let's see. They have the Chiefs next week. So we could win today and lose next week. I don't want to lose against Dallas, though.
I don't know if we lose today. I don't even know if we benefit off that. I would have to look at the algorithm of how this all works, but I do believe that based on strength of schedule, we still might jump the Raiders next week. But just lose today, Giants, damn it.
Yeah, just lose and get it over with. Because we lose today, the next week don't even matter.
Next week, we could actually try to beat Dallas.
Yeah, we could try to beat them and win and get that number 1 pick, which would be great. We win a home game. And we get the number 1 pick.
It's been forever and a day since we beat Dak Prescott, and I do believe Dak will play, as he's made it clear that he wants to play out the season.
Oh, he's playing. I mean, they got what's the name as a backup? Oh God, what's his name? I keep getting him.
Formerly Trey Lance, but he's now in. You're talking about Joe Milton.
Joe Milton. Yeah, they got Joe Milton. I don't know, man. We're not gonna lose today. I want us to lose today, but I got a feeling we're not gonna lose today. I want that number 1 pick, dude. I really want that number 1 pick because we can get a haul out of that. God, we can get a haul out of that. The Raiders will be calling, the Jets will be calling. Who else need a quarterback? Arizona need a quarterback. Golly, dude. And I don't think we won't be that bad at number 2 either. I'd rather have number 1, but number 2 won't be that bad because you still, even if the Raiders get number 1, okay, they get their quarterback. At number 2, you still need the Jets to need a quarterback. Like I said, they need a quarterback, and Arizona needs a quarterback. So either way, someone's going to wheel and deal with us for a quarterback. And Miami, who knows what they're going to do? They might stick
Yeah, I
with
still
Julio.
think you could trade back at 2, but you're not going to get the same kick if you trade back from 1, and that's why.
No.
That's why winning this game is very annoying, as a lot of people were aggravated when we beat the Colts last year.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if my memory serves me right, I think Drew Lock won Player of the Week.
Yeah, because he lit it up. Of course, yeah. Number 1 is the filet mignon. You know what I mean? Number 2 is like the porterhouse or whatever. But yeah, of course we want the filet mignon because we can get 2 firsts somewhere in the draft, or a high first, like somewhere like 4, 5, or 6, and plus a low first.
You could possibly get 3 firsts because the New York Jets hold Indy and Dallas's 2027 first rounders, in addition to a 26 first rounder that they would trade in that current draft. So there's a lot to gain. Too much to gain to win this game. That's all I got.
Way too much.
But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Will the NFL ever go into a situation similar to the NBA draft lottery?
I think they will eventually. I think within the next 2 to 3 years. You know why? Because that stunt. And I mean, I'm not going to hate the Raiders for doing it because, they know they want to tank. We know they want to tank. But when one of your star players, Max Crosby, says what he says, then they bench him, and then you bench Brock Bowers, you basically tell everyone, we are tanking. We're not trying to win. And
true indeed.
We know the Giants want to lose. We know that. And I'm pretty sure the players want to win, but the players also know what we can get by losing. So I believe they're going to give that effort, but see, the Giants brass is not going to be like, hey, sit Jackson Dart, sit Wan'Dale Robinson. Wan'Dale Robinson got like 5, 6 catches already. He's not going to say sit. They're not going to say sit Tyrone Tracy, sit Brian Burns, or sit Abdul Carter, anyone. They're not going to say that. Go out there and play, and we'll just slowly shift things depending on how the game goes.
Dexter Lawrence with an encroachment penalty. That's what I want to see out of you, Dexy.
Yeah, he's known for that, so he's doing a good job.
Might be the most positive thing I've said about number 97 this year.
Right. All season. That's his thing, though. Remember, we lost that game to Washington a couple of seasons ago. And, it wasn't on. He didn't do it, but they still call it on. And he had
one shift gears for a second. Idris, by any chance, did you see the rendition of the Star Spangled Banner on the tenor sax from 104-year-old World War II veteran who was honored at the Islander Ranger game last night?
No, but I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up.
I put it on my Facebook story. Truly incredible. Shouts out Keith Woolridge. He posted this in Beast of the NFC East.
Let me go.
This gentleman is 104 years old, fought in World War II. I know
who you're talking about. Yeah, he was on. They had him on TV. I mean, I didn't see it, but I seen him. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the rendition this morning, and I got to say it was quite beautiful. And seeing, big rivals in the Rangers and Islanders put that to the side for a show of true patriotism and appreciation for someone who put it on the line for this country in one of the most meaningful wars in this country's history, in world history for that matter. It is World War II after all. Just a beautiful showing. Islanders, as the game goes, defeated the Rangers 2-0, as the Rangers are currently tied with 2 other teams for the final wild card in the East, as the All-Star break is not that far away. The Rangers have just been consistently inconsistent. It's the best way I can describe them.
Yeah.
And I expect this in the second half. They're either going to be a team that barely gets in, or they're going to be a team that misses yet again. And, another long offseason. As the Islanders go, I don't like praising them, but I do think right now, on this very day, they do have a better team than the New York Rangers.
Yeah, speaking on the veteran, as a veteran myself, I salute all my veterans. And the older they are, I mean, I know you can't salute it any harder you can, but the feeling I have inside is like when I see a guy World War II still around, even going across Facebook, I literally salute the screen.
It really puts it in perspective for me because my great friend in New York, Richard Dorney, his grandfather and my grandfather were in the same platoon in World War II. So to put it bluntly, Mr. Dorney has been gone since the mid 90s. My grandfather was gone in the next decade in 2003, May 19th of 2003. My grandfather passed away at 74 years old. So when you see a gentleman that was in that same war, passing the century mark and then adding 4 more years to it, it's just impressive on so many different levels. And I think the greatest thing about it was you see Ranger fans, Islander fans unifying to honor this man. You see the players really like, hey, that's the star right there. And it was a beautiful show of respect and a beautiful show of appreciation for, quite frankly, in my opinion, the greatest generation in the history of this country.
Yeah, the silent generation. Yeah. You know, those are the men and the women. Those are the ones, like, when I was coming up, I used to always love to speak to the OGs. You know, if I was 12 or 13, if I seen someone 60, I would talk to them. 7, I'd talk to them. And even now, I'm 61. When I see someone much older than me, I talk to them because I like to know what was going on, no matter, you know, what, I don't care if it's black, white, I don't care. What was going on? How did it feel? What was the vibe like? What was it? You know, I asked him all that stuff because, see, guys like him, they've been to combat, but they've also seen the world change. They've seen everything. And I respect them. I mean, I'm going to watch. I got it pulled up. I'm going to watch it after the show, because I can't explain it in words. As for the Rangers and Islanders, yeah, the Rangers been inconsistent for like the last, I don't know, 5-6 years.
Yeah, with the exception of their one great season.
Except for the one season, right? It's always something. Ego. I mean, it's like, come on. And I'm not an Islanders fan. I give him props though. I always see him as little brother, just like I always see the Jets and the Nets and stuff like that, and the Mets, little brother or stepbrother, whatever. You know, but yeah, I give them their due, man. I mean, they did what they had to do. The Rangers, you're gonna be 1 foot in, 1 foot out, man. But you can't go into the playoffs like that. It's 2 feet in or 2 feet out. We need 2 feet in.
Yeah, the Rangers very frustrating season thus far. The game was an Islander home game, but the reality is the Rangers have been so bad at home.
We just ain't been look right. We haven't been looking good at home either. So, I mean, at least compete. I mean, and I'm not saying these guys are not going out there playing, you know, but come on, you get icy. I mean, come on, dude. You got to play with discipline in I don't know.
No, just for sure. And the thing too is, you know, the contrast in the Garden is that the Knicks have been so mighty and excellent at home that, you know, Knicks fans were waiting for the road performances to start getting better. And I actually think that NBA Cup gave the Knicks some solid fuel for being a better road team, and they have played considerably better on the road since winning the NBA Cup.
And, you know, and that's the thing about the NBA Cup. You know, I don't care too much for it. I'm glad they didn't hang it in the Garden. However, seeing how they acted with the cup, that excitement and everything, I'm glad they got a chance to taste that so they can say, damn, this is how it feels just to win this.
Imagine and there is substantiality to winning it.
Yes.
Because everybody's consensus favorite to win the NBA title, which would be for a second consecutive year, is the Oklahoma City Thunder. The team that the Knicks defeated, the San Antonio Spurs, is 3-0 this season against OKC. OKC only has 4 losses.
That's right.
3 of those losses are to the Spurs.
Hey, but you know something else? What's the guy that not SGA, the other guy, Jalen Green?
Yes.
This is what he said when they were 23-1 or something like that. He said, I believe this team could compete against the Golden State Warriors, the championship Warriors. right after that is when they went on that skid.
Yeah, sometimes
Like,
it's
dude,
best to just not do that.
don't
You know, the Golden
don't
State
disrespect.
Warriors were chirping like that,
Mhm.
and they ultimately didn't finish the job as they lost in 7 hard-fought games
Right.
to the Cleveland Cavaliers, led by LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. A big swing point in that series was Draymond Green getting suspended, and Draymond is still doing the same shit. He still gets fined and suspended.
Draymond's a punk, man. And I got a clip coming out. Draymond is a punk.
Well,
He
I
does what
wasn't really too keen on the disrespect that he showed to Sabonis of the Kings at the time, a couple
Yeah.
years back. He does do some punk stuff, and I mean, it was a different culture in the NBA in the '80s where you had some of your real thugs, like the Mahorns, the Lambeers, the Oakleys.
But see, the difference is about them, Richie. They didn't trash none of the greats. Their stuff was on the court. Draymond wants to trash the greats to boost up LeBron. That's what I mean by when I say punk.
Yeah, because Draymond wants to save face for his Warriors team that didn't get the job done.
Yeah, so
It's predicated off of that more than any other reason.
yeah, that's why I call him a punk, because see, he talks a lot of shit about a lot of people off the court, but I don't care what he says, he wouldn't last in the 90s. Because that shit he does in this era where they don't want to hit back and they can't do this, back like you said, back then, just the freaking Detroit Pistons with Mahorn and Lambeer and Rodman and even Isaiah. He'd have had to deal with those guys 3 or 4 times a year. And still with the freaking Atlanta Hawks, you had Roundtree, Kevin Willis. You had those 2 guys. You had Milwaukee. I mean, no, even in the East, he wouldn't have wanted to play the East. The Knicks, we know what the Knicks had. We had the Goons of Gold.
And even if you back it up, like back to that Pistons team,
Yes.
like Mahorn was the baddest boy of the bad.
Mahorn, and he smiled at you when he did it.
Yeah, Rick Mahorn. I know Charles Oakley's kind of funny these times. He goes on Art of Dialogue a lot lately.
Yeah.
And when he tells a story, it's like you never really know where the start or the end is or if the conclusion ever comes.
Right.
But Charles Oakley talks like one of the old uncles at the cookout.
Right.
That basically has become a little toxic in his middle age.
You're right about that. Yeah. And see, that's what I say about with Draymond. Like, Draymond, that stuff you pulling, you would have had to do that every night. Because in the East, you had the Knicks, you had the Heat, you had the Bucks, you had Atlanta. Who else did they have?
Yeah, what Riley tried to build in Miami was essentially a little more of a hybrid version of what he had already created.
Yeah.
With the Knicks, of course,
With
the
the Knicks.
controversial
decision
to not give Riley the power.
Right.
Because you look at it this many years later, how many banners would the Knicks have up if Pat Riley would have been given the power to run it all the way?
Right. Right. Exactly.
Because he did not get the best of Jeff Van Gundy's Knicks on the court.
Nope.
But organizationally, when Pat Riley went upstairs to Miami, they got the better of the Knicks in that regard because they have championship banners. They won with Wade and Shaq, and then they won with the Heatles of Wade, Bosh, and LeBron.
Yeah. That's why I say with Draymond, I mean, he disrespects the legends. Jordan wouldn't have done this. I'm like, dude, you were lucky you got drafted by the Golden State Warriors. We have players that can shoot. They just
because this is my thing, Idris.
Yeah.
If he was drafted to a less fortunate team, would people put him in the same breath as Dennis Rodman, or would he just be looked at like a Dylan Brooks?
Like a Dylan Brooks, if that. Because see, Dylan Brooks had that rep in college. But Dylan Brooks in college knew how to score something. And when I see people about Rodman, people forget when Rodman was in college, Rodman was averaging 20 points a game.
Well, Dennis Rodman, going back to his Detroit run, actually was offensively gifted.
Yes, they forget that. They forget that.
Before, he really came out in the sense of pure freedom with the dyeing of his hair, things of that nature. Like, a lot of people thought he was finished after his San Antonio stint.
Right.
And he ultimately was finished in his Los Angeles stint because I think it was very important when he was in Chicago to have leaders like a Phil Jackson, a Scottie Pippen, and a Michael Jordan to kind of
Yeah,
reel him back in.
yeah. And
But
it
he
helped.
did not have that with the Lakers. And if my memory serves me right, that was a young Shaq and Kobe when he was over there.
Yeah, and see, the one thing about Rodman, he kept himself in shape. And see, unlike Rodman, Draymond always gets kicked out. Rodman was slick. I mean, he got caught, but Rodman was real slick with his shit. We saw it, but the refs didn't see it. To where Draymond, you can rattle Draymond. You couldn't rattle Rodman. Rodman rattled you.
Yeah, one of the ones that stands out to me with Dennis Rodman was the game that the world lost to Notorious B.I.G. It was a matinee game at the Garden.
Right.
It was a few hours after Biggie was murdered in Los Angeles, and it was Knicks and Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
Bulls were the consensus team to win. Obviously, they did that year.
Mm-hmm.
But on that particular Sunday, the Knicks put it on the Bulls something awful. And I remember right before the half, Patrick Ewing intercepting a cross-court pass, taking it all the way to the rack, and Rodman kind of undercutting him.
Yeah.
And I was very concerned that Ewing was going to catch a bad injury on that.
Yeah.
But that particular Knicks team was a little far. The Knicks were more talented in the latter part of the 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
But what those teams didn't have were the real enforcers that even the 97 Knicks had. You had a Buck Williams still there. You still had Charles Oakley. At times, Larry Johnson, believe it or not, actually wore that hat.
Yep.
As you probably remember some of his fights with Zoe.
With Zoe, yep. Yeah, we had Herb Williams.
Yeah, Herb Williams was a huge asset and one of Patrick Ewing's most trusted confidants.
Score update. Giants 14-3. Also, Eagles just scored. They're up 7-0, 35 seconds left in the first quarter over the Bills.
Yeah, Jackson Dart plowed through a couple of linebackers into the end zone. Okay, Giants, what are we doing here?
Yeah, you're doing the backwards thing.
Before we get out of here, I want to praise head coach Mike Brown.
Yes, sir.
It seems like every month Mike Brown is unleashing another toy deep on the Knicks bench, and yesterday was no exception.
TKO?
Yes.
That's what I call him, TKO.
Yeah, it's refreshing to see a Knicks team that has such a deep bench where guys are really supporting the star players. And there's something about this Knicks team that looks different than previous years.
They look loose, man. They look loose. They look like they're having fun. Because, last year, it was all business. Even in the interviews, it was all business. You look at them this year, and we're going like 10, 11 deep. And we got a guy like TKO, Kohler, who is this guy? We got him coming off the bench hitting 16 points. And they just look, they look so loose, man.
Yeah, it's always good when you beat Trae Young, especially on the road.
Exactly, Miss E. I love it. They're having, dude, that's why I wish DiVincenzo was with us. That'd have been so great to have him with us, man. But they look like they're having fun, man. They're laughing, joking. I think I lost my host. But anyway, y'all, exactly, Miss E. We got the right coach, Mike Brown. He got that business attitude. But then he's like, let's have some fun. He's not burning out the Knicks players. That's something Coach Tibbs kept doing it. We would go just 6 deep. These guys playing 40, 45 minutes, whatever. To where now we got Jalen Brunson. He can actually slide over to play shooting guard while Kohler could play the point. And that takes a lot of heat off of Brunson because he doesn't have to play 40 minutes every night. Josh Hart doesn't have to play 40 minutes. Cat doesn't have to play 40 minutes because we have Mitch, although he does have to work on his foul shots. He's good in the paint. He's blocking shots. He's getting rebounds. He's running the floor. Blah, 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 blah. We go 10, 11 deep. And you look at those Warrior teams of the mid, 5, 6 years ago, they went 10 deep. They went 11 deep. And, you wasn't burning out Steph Curry. You wasn't burning out Klay Thompson. You wasn't burning out Draymond Green. You was letting them sit down and rest and see what this Knicks team, when you can go that deep, that's great. Because see, also that helps with injury, and hopefully we won't have any injuries. I don't wish any injury on no team, but hopefully, when you go further into the season when you got the weak legs, but now that we have this bench, we don't have those weak legs. You walk into the playoffs, we can say, okay, bam, here we go. We're number 1 seed, or we're number 2 seed. We don't have anything to lose. We got 5 games left. We can't win the number 1 seed. We can't lose the number 2 seed. Let's sit out, win the 5s down, and let's run with these guys. Let's run with TKO and the rest of the crew. Let's see what we got with those. Because we saw last year in the playoffs where our starter sat and our bunch came off there and they brought us back. So, and that rhymed, y'all. I am a DJ. I am the hip hop. So some things do rhyme with me. All right. So anyway, you need those strong legs going to the playoffs because we're not worried about Boston. Boston's playing pretty good. Indiana's down there, but it's still early in the season. But I don't see them making a rush. But we got Orlando's they're playing ball. We got Detroit playing ball. Cleveland's still in the business, so it's not like we can't not worry about them. And we're going to need these legs. So we see what Cleveland can do. Even throwing 11 plays at Cleveland the other night on Christmas night, those guys took us all the way to the end. They had us about 17 at one point. So, excuse me, we need those strong legs. We can move down to Philly. I don't see them doing much because Embiid, how long is he going to last? So I'm not worried about that. I mean, they can beat you, but I don't see them beating any of the top 4 in a 7-game series or even a 5-game series. They don't have it. The threats out there are Detroit, Cleveland, Orlando right now immediately. Of course, we got right here. Oh, that's Richie. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can. I don't know. He's in, but he can't get in. Say something, Richie.
Idris, do you hear me?
I can hear you though.
That's wild.
You're on. So go ahead and talk. I mean, you're on. We just don't see your
That's weird.
Nah, but you're on. You're on, dude. Welcome to the show.
I'm just trying to figure out. It's not a camera issue.
Nah. Hey, we can hear you. That's good enough. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome Richie Hicks Jr. to the show. How you been today, Mr. Hicks Jr.? Your mama's here.
Yeah, I saw that she came in. When she came in, for some reason, I got kicked out.
I think that's why I can't have both y'all in here.
That is wild.
Now, she said she hear you too, so you're on, man.
Yeah. Getting back on the Knicks before we get out of here.
Yeah.
You kind of touched on most of the points already, but the difference between this team and any Knicks team over the course of the past 5 years is that while there is an immense pressure to finally produce an Eastern Conference championship and hopefully the first finals victory since the 1973 season, it's really rather simple.
Yeah.
They are playing looser, to your point.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson has more help this particular year than he's had over the course of his entire career.
Yep.
And Mike Brown is building players up, guys that are going to be contributors in the playoffs that have not even been thought of in previous years. Like last year, despite the huge summer league action and production that Tyler Kolek had, Tom Thibodeau did nothing with him.
Nothing.
So it's going to be interesting.
You know what I think he's doing, and I'm glad he is. I think he's trying to build that same culture that they had in Golden State. Because you look at how those guys rolled together. You had Steph Curry, that he was the man. We got Jalen Brunson. He's the man. They know Clay was Robin. Our Robin's probably, Cat, Super Cat. And you go down the line. Our Draymond Green might be Josh Hart. So he might be building that culture because see, look how he already had the fans. The fans are like, and there
is a looseness to Mike Brown where he was talking some smack to Tyler Kolek saying, they're taking too many shots and not hitting enough of them.
Yeah,
And then Kolick
went off.
basically
He went off. Yeah,
he went off, and then he reminded Coach Brown why he's shooting,
yeah,
and you could tell Coach Brown's nurturing kind of way of putting this team together.
yeah,
And he almost cursed on to the media, but he was like, "That little son of a,"
yeah. But you know
But you,
what?
but you could tell that he's embraced
Yeah.
the pressure and not making it seem like a thing, and that's huge in the New York media market.
Hey, I remember the other game. It was the other game the other night, and I think Mitch went up there and just tried to lay up and miss it, but he got fouled. And Coley said, "Man, dunk that shit." And they ran it back. And what I forgot who was calling, so they said shizzle my nizzle. And I was like, oh wow. But I like his attitude. You know what? This is what I like to have. Because TKO, as I call him, he's kind of reminding me of our running back, Cam Scatterbo. He's kind of reminding me of Scatterbo. You get him, Scat, Dart, Jameis Winston together. They will take over New York. And that'll be that. Because right now, and see, that's why I like what Mike Brown's building. Because he's building a culture to where the fans are embracing all our players. And our players are like, hell yeah, we are New York. If he can get us a title this year or an Eastern Conference banner up there, New York gonna go crazy next year. We're there.
No, I tend to agree, and I think he has what it takes to get further with this group
Yeah.
than Tom Thibodeau did.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I think Mike Brown, we're looking at our best coach since Jeff Van Gundy.
I agree. Especially when it comes to playing together. Because we are playing together. Everybody just looks like Mom E said, everyone just looks loose, man.
Well, that's a big difference, even going back to the Riley versus Van Gundy era. Whereas in the Riley era, they were expected to win, which brought a lot of pressure. And Riley did a masterful coaching job, overcompensating for the lack of offense past Patrick Ewing. Because past Patrick Ewing, those Knicks teams never had a reliable number two.
Right.
And by the time that they did have that kind of scoring power, whether it be Latrell Sprewell, Allen Houston, Larry Johnson, Ewing was on his last legs.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas Ewing became more of a third or even sometimes a fourth option on offense. Because quite frankly, if you really look back at it, Ewing didn't fit in well with that team.
No.
When it got later into his career.
Nah, it didn't. Because when he was the center point, when he was basically in his prime, he was a centerpiece. And the team.
No, I thought Ewing did a good job of deferring to guys like Spree, guys like Houston. I thought Ewing, but I still don't think he was an ideal fit for what the Knicks were trying to do at that juncture. And, years earlier, Don Nelson tried to trade him.
Yeah.
Not long after that, Don Nelson got fired, and that opened up the Jeff Van Gundy era. But the difference between the Van Gundy and Riley eras is I think Van Gundy did more with less.
Yeah, I agree.
Whereas the Riley, I mean, there were a couple of questionable trades. You traded Charles Smith for Mark Jackson. That was a weird one.
That was a weird one.
Or rather Mark Jackson for Charles Smith. And
yeah, I got you.
You also dealt you didn't deal him, you let him go. Xavier McDaniel was a weird one.
X-Man, yep.
Those and Gerald Wilkins.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, you're right. Good defender.
That 92 Knicks squad had the Bulls on the brink of elimination, 7 games. That's when the Knicks kind of put themselves on the map.
Yeah.
Year 2 of the Riley regime, best record in the Eastern Conference. We know how that ends. Mike Lupica opens his yap. We're up 2-0.
Yeah.
The left-handed Starks dunk over Michael Jordan and Horace Grant.
Yeah.
And then they poked the bear, and Jordan went off for 4 consecutive games.
Yeah.
Just wasn't going to be denied. Bulls three-peated 94. We get to the finals. You lose a heartbreaking series to the Houston Rockets, a series that had so many chances.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just this is the team right now. This is their best team. This is their most realistic team to finish. You got to go all the way back to 93, 94, that era.
Yeah, this is how. Yeah, I think this is the. I think this team was better than that one in terms of all around talent and how deep it went. Yeah, this is the team. This is probably the best team we've had since then. This is it.
And the thing that makes it so interesting is that the focal point of your franchise, the face of your franchise, Jalen Brunson, the captain of the team,
Yeah,
grew up around the Knick culture going all the way back to the 90s.
right.
Growing up around guys like Marcus Camby, Patrick Ewing, Larry Johnson, his father, of course, Rick, played on that team. So it's going to be very interesting to see. But I'm sticking to my guns here in the East. I think the Knicks are coming out. My preseason prediction was Knicks Rockets. I'm going to back off the Rockets. I think it's more like Knicks OKC. Despite OKC's troubles with the Spurs, I think they'll figure it out as the season moves along.
I'm actually going Knicks Rockets, man.
That would be sweet.
Sticking with that.
That would be sweet to make it right.
Yeah, I'm sticking with that.
And that championship was 21 years ago.
Yeah, I think
Actually, 31 years ago. 31 years ago.
Yeah, I think with KD, KD makes that team so different, man. Back to Jalen Brunson. I like Jalen Brunson because I like him. He's holding himself like Steph Curry did when basically Steph Curry arrived. You know, he's not putting everything on him like, yeah, it's me. It's like, yo, it's my boy Josh. You know, him and Josh Hart are like, so it's like Tom and Jerry. And he's bringing everybody into it, and he just has that personality, and it's team. And he knows if I win this championship, he knows he's getting the key to the city. He knows that. Mike Brown,
it's on the level. It's on the level of when you look at some of the greatest sports teams that were on droughts.
Yes.
It pales in comparison to the Yankees in '96 because that was only 15 years.
Yeah.
Well, you know, 15 years in terms, 19 years, but 15 in terms of being there.
Right.
This would be on the level of the Rangers winning the Cup.
Yeah, because of the how good the team has been over a period of time and how long it's been.
Yeah, the Rangers was a 54-year drought.
Yeah.
So this is in that territory.
Yeah. Actually, it is. So, yes, 50 years, dude.
Yeah, no joke about the substantiality of that. But yeah, good show today. I'm gonna lock in for the second half of this game and hope that the Raiders can muster some offense.
Yeah,
like
we need to do more like this, man. For real.
It looks like it looks like the Giants just want to win this game. It is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, maybe Dallas will whoop our ass and the Raiders will try to win next week. Who knows?
Well, remember, nobody blows it in the fourth bigger than the Giants. So let's
got that right. Exactly. So we're still in it. We're still in it. Anyway, for Richie Hicks, for myself, Bosco from the Bronx, for Miss that's the mama of the building.
I'm going to answer her quick question right before we sign out.
Hey, you need to close anyway because I forgot how you close. So yeah, you close it.
What happens if they tie, Mom, is that the Giants would stay in the one spot because the Giants have the toughest schedule in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
you can finish the show because I forgot all the links and stuff, man.
It's all good. Thank you for tuning in. Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Check out the V-Mix, the Vicious Mix, before it goes away. Idris will be rebuilding another platform music-related. But check out the V-Mix, the Vicious Mix on live365.com. Check out our friends at the Casual Convo Show every Monday or every Wednesday, every other week, 8 to 10 p.m. over on Hand Radio. And also making a point to check out our friends, Johnny Nast and Joe Gallagher at the Sports Corner. If you like talking football and you're a Facebook head, definitely check out the Beast of the NFC East, the best page on all of Facebook to talk football. For Idris, I am Richie, and announcements to come for our next show, which might not be that far. Tomorrow is Monday. I always do my Monday morning takeaways, so look for us probably tomorrow. We are out for now.
Peace.
Have a great rest of your Sunday, everyone. We out.